Hello viewers, this is Evelyn Oblibabuhay, your Information TV. Today I will be giving you information about another very simple trick to propagate from seeds that you don't have to buy the container, you have to do it. And so I will be showing you this, and after this video you watch, because after this video you will behold and never throw your egg cartons. This is an egg cartons. As you know, there are different kinds, types, sizes of egg cartons, and then you don't have to throw them because there's a lot of use of the egg cartons. Number one, it's because I love gardening. I love to propagate plants. It's to propagate your seeds, and this is perfect. Every single part here is perfect. And then if you even want to separate it immediately, you can even cut it here. You can just cut it one by one, but for me, you don't have to do it. So what you do, actually, I will show you here. This is a very simple thing to do, and I really recommend it instead, because if you buy, of course, I have some containers where I really buy them, and they are not cheap. They cost me like at least 65 crowns to 100, and it's around, you know, 10 US dollar or 100 no, like 400 Philippine peso, and that is not really cheap. And then because of that, I don't want to buy a lot of them, so I have only like 2 of them. I use egg cartons, and so save your egg cartons. When the time that you already know it's almost spring, or like if you're in a warm country, save them. You can actually propagate seedlings from your egg cartons, and I will show you now how I did it. So first, of course, you will put the propagating soil on it. Sad, here in Sweden you have to buy them, especially during winter. I will just have my, so you will see. So it's like this. So how I will start with it is just to sprinkle it with water. And why I use to sprinkle it with water, this kind of thing, they are not expensive. They are just cheap when you buy them. So you just sprinkle them with water. And what is important, why I sprinkle them with water before I will put my seedlings, is because you want it to be wet where you plant the seeds. And that is very important. It's because you want them to grow. And this seeds that I will propagate today in this container, egg carton, is spinach. How to say it in other countries, I don't know. Here in Sweden we say spinach. Spinach. I'm not sure anymore since I'm speaking Swedish here in Sweden. Some English words I really lost the proper pronunciation. So maybe some will say spinach, some will say spinach. Here in Sweden we say spinach, and they look like this. I had never done it before to propagate spinach, but then this time, because I never sowed seeds before, I had been looking, and then last week I saw this one, so I was like, oh, there it is. The reason why I want to propagate my own spinach is that I usually use them to make my smoothie. I will be showing you later. If you are so bad in eating vegetables, then you can, and spinach, they are considered superfood. So there's a lot of vitamins in them, vitamin E, all kinds of vitamins, calcium and everything, and they are really very good to have. So this is how it looks like, the seed of the spinach. And what you do is that you just drop one of the seeds, one by one. You drop on in the middle of it. You just drop. You don't have to just. I just push it very lightly, and it's because I have to cover this one with more soil on top of it. And so as you see, I'm just putting one by one seed in one. I just put one seed in every, you know, area here or kind of hole here. And it's because when they grow, all I do is I just scoop it up from it. And this is very useful, you know, because even if I buy, there are some propagating containers that are made of cartons, and they are like, you know, like this one, like that, and they are not cheap. And then after that, you only throw them, because cartons you can never, once you have been using them and you have been watering, they can be destroyed, so you can never reuse them again. So this is really a very good way of doing it. It's because you can really have very good propagation of your seedlings, and at the same time it's just free. So now I have done it. So as you see here, I will show you. You see, I have all those seedlings there. What I will do, which I want you to do too, is you put some propagating soil on top of it. So you just put on top of them, and you don't have to press it actually, because anyway, when we will be watering them, they will just, this soil will just, like, you know, go down. How do you say it? So this is a very good way of propagating any kind of seedling, tomatoes, bell peppers, whatever kind of seedlings that you want to propagate. If you live in a cold country like Sweden, you have a hard winter, normally you start propagating by the month. Tomatoes and bell peppers, you can already start from the month of March, because it can take, especially bell peppers, it can take them time to grow. So you have already to start propagating them by the month of March. And then the others, like salads, like this, the spinach, and what else? Your cucumber and all this thing. I usually propagate vegetables that I usually use. And here in Sweden, it's so expensive because most of our vegetables are imported from other countries, especially Holland. And it's because we have a very cold winter here. If people will have a green house here to propagate vegetables, it will cost you a lot of the electricity bills, of heating a greenhouse. So now I had covered them already, and if after that you just sprinkle again with water. That's how easy and simple it is. And after 5 to 10 days, it depends upon the temperature you have. Of course, now it's almost the month of April. It's the last week of March here in Sweden when I do this. And then we still have cold nights. We only have 1 degree Celsius. At daytime, we can have 9 to 10 degrees. We use Celsius here in Sweden. 9 to 10 degrees Celsius at daytime now, and then at nighttime we still have around we still have around 1 degree, and then that is why you cannot do anything outside unless you have a greenhouse that is heated. So I think now it's done there. Now it's enough. I have it already. And as you see, it can be a little bit of, you know, not so stable. So what you do, every time you buy this kind of egg carton, there are always two, right? The other one there, and then the other carton is on top. What you do with the other one, use it like a support. So you will put this carton, egg carton, on top of it, and so you can really have now a very stable planting container. Yes, if it's not so warm inside your house, here in our house we have a floor heater. So normally if I put it in a floor, in a heated floor, it still can propagate quite fast, and it's because the floor is heated. But if you don't have that possibility, all you can do is actually sorry, I'm always covering it. Is actually having it in. It's actually having it near your window, and then be sure that in that part of the window you have sunlight that goes to that place, that shines on that place, and you have warm on it. And that is one secret how when you propagate, the seedlings will grow as fast as they can, as much as they can get a lot of heat and a lot of sunlight. And then if you have like this, you can actually cover this with kind of, you know, plastic. Remember, when you buy, a lot of countries in Europe, even USA, remember, when you buy, how do you say it? When you buy meat or something like that, you usually have this kind of plastic containers. You can actually use that, clean it. I usually clean it by having, clean it very well with some soap, with some, you know, detergent. Clean it with some detergent and rub it very well and wash it, and then you can use it to cover this one. So then you can make the area more like excuse me, the area more like a greenhouse. So that's what you will do. So I will be showing you later on an update of all the seedlings that I had planted. And so most of my areas now, in every corner, I am propagating already seedlings. And later on I will be showing also my new greenhouse, but as of now I cannot put my plants yet in that greenhouse, and it's because it's still cold at night and I don't want to be spending money to heat the greenhouse. It's anyway, I have a lot of area here in the house where I can, you know, I can propagate and I can put them. And then later on, maybe at the end of April, when the temperature at night will already like 10 degrees then Celsius, then I can already put them outside in the greenhouse. But as of now, I have everything inside the house. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Evelyn of Libabuhay, your Information TV. See you again next time.